Welcome, sports fans, to El Segundo Television. Another sports presentation from the South Gym. Tonight it's boys varsity basketball in this Pioneer League opener for the 2013 season. The Eagles are hosting the Cardinals of Lawndale. And we take a moment to honor America and our national anthem. There you have it, our national anthem as we are set for action in this Pioneer League opener. I'm Diego Sanchez alongside our sideline reporter Jessica Wills. And now we're going to have the player introductions for both of these teams in this Pioneer League opener. El Segundo comes into this game 6-10 overall, coming off a loss against Salesian here the other night, a couple of nights ago. And I believe Lawndale is 8-6. And let's see, I think Lawndale players will be introduced first, as is the custom. The visiting players get introduced first. Now we're having a little bit of a delay while the singers of that national anthem clear out. And here is the introduction. So we've got Newman, that's Will Newman, number 1. He is a 6'2" senior. Then Myron Phillips. There we got Chimezi Matu, player out of Nigeria, tall kid. There you got him, 6'9", 180. Then we got Sergio Blandon. And finally, we got Chris White. Chimezi Matu. Now we got the Eagles being introduced. Dominic Naya. Nick Naya, as some of his teammates call him. Now we have Ovi Tomikili, who doesn't always start, but he is starting tonight. We have 1 or 2 players out for the Eagles. Then we have Wajid Mahmoud, number 3. There we have Brian Hayes and Mike Olson. So Olson, the Eagles are going to be at a disadvantage height-wise. Ovi Tomikili goes 6'4", but they got a player on the floor that goes 6'9", so that's going to be a problem for the Eagles tonight, the height disadvantage. They're going to have to, they've got Hayes who goes 6'7", but, I don't know if he's going to be able to leap with number 4, Chimezi Matu. We'll see how he leaps here. He's going up against Tomikili, and he easily beats Tomikili. See what I mean right there. So the Cardinals will take the ball first. Not sure what this is all about. They stopped it with a couple of seconds gone. There's no fouls. I think it's like a problem with the clock or a problem. Anyway, now they're starting it up again. And here comes Phillips, giving it up to White. There's Chimezi Matu against Hayes. He gives it up into the corner for Will Newman, who misses badly, but there's the offensive rebounds that are going to be a problem. There's Blandon. Here's Chimezi Matu with Hayes on him. Now there's a shot that's rebounded by Tom Akili, and there's a steal, and it's put up and in by Newman. There's Hayes giving it up to Mahmoud, to Nick Naya. Nick Naya fakes the shot, then he gives it up to Mahmoud. There's Olsen driving the lane, and he's in the lane and misses the little bank shot. There's Hayes with a good offensive rebound, but he's stripped of the ball and no foul called, and here comes Newman into the front court. Gives it up to Phillips. Phillips drives the lane unobstructed, and he puts it up and in. Myron Phillips. So quick 4-0 lead for the Cardinals right out of the gate. Here's Hayes into the front court. Here's Mahmoud. No, that was Naya. There's Mahmoud's shot, and it's a miss. And let's see, there's a foul called. I think Newman is going to get called for a foul. So that's the first foul of the night, and it goes against Will Newman for pushing underneath. Now the Eagles will have to inbounds underneath the Cardinal basket. There's Naya to Hayes. He's got White on him, but he gives it up as he's double teamed. And now there's a long shot by Nick Naya, air ball, and Tomikili gets stuffed underneath the basket by those tall players. And here comes the Cardinals. There's Newman, gives it up now to Phillips. There's Chimezi Matu trying to get it down low to Blanton, but there's a little jump shot by Newman, and he gets the friendly roll. And so it's 6-0 right now, and the Cardinals are jumping out ahead. And there's Chimezi Matu going to get called for that foul right there. Mitu, I was told, is his last name. Chimezi Matu gets called for the foul. That's his first of the night. So now we got a substitution. Evans is checking in, and who's checking out? Matu is checking out. We got Dion Evans. And there's a nice inbounds pass to Tomikili, who misses the short little shot. The rebound is fought for. Newman with a long out inbound to Blanton into the corner. There's a 2-3-point shot which doesn't go, but Blanton with with the offensive rebound. And here's a three from Newman. So right now the Cardinals are all over the Eagles, who are down 9-0. Have been skunked thus far. And the Eagles are going to have to find a way to crack the scoreboard, or they're going to find themselves too far behind here in the early going. And let's see what we got here. We got a turnover on, well, or maybe it's a timeout. I'm not sure what was called, but we got a timeout on the floor with the Eagles trailing it 9-0 right off the bat. So the Cardinals have come out. That was a timeout, a full timeout called by the Eagles. Coach Craig Gast, and that doesn't surprise me with the score 9-0 Cardinals, and we're only 2.5 minutes into this one. So this game could be a mirror image of the last game, which was a blowout for the El Segundo girls. This one could be a blowout for the Lawndale boys, unless the Eagles find a way to stem the tide here in the early going. So let's see who's in the game. Evans. Blandon. Sergio Blandon. We got Newman. We got Phillips. And we got White. And White's the one that intercepts that ill-fated pass inside. Here comes Phillips. Here's Phillips. He's challenged by Naya, but he regains the ball. Gets it down to low to Blandon. Blandon's got Tomikili on him, but let's see if Naya gets the foul, because Naya was kind of reaching in there. And Nick Naya picks up a foul there. .5:06 left. Chimezi Matu is checking back in. Evans is checking out. Newman to White. White with a three-pointer, and it goes. Chris White, and now the score is 12-0, and right now the Eagles are in over their heads in this one. And there's a turnover, nice anticipation by Blandon. I think he walked, but there was no call, and there's the offensive rebound, but it's called, what's called here? A foul? Is there a foul on number 1? No, there's 2 shots. What is the call? So an offensive foul on Sergio Blandon is the call. The Eagles will put the ball inbounds underneath their basket, but they are getting their heads handed to them early here. 12-0 for Lawndale, and this is a tough one as the Eagles have not been able to crack the scoreboard in the first 3 minutes and 14 seconds of this game. So Coach Gast is looking a little bit sort of, I don't know what the word is, beleaguered perhaps on that El Segundo sideline as he knows he's in tough tonight. And on top, they're going to press. They're going to full court press here with a 12-point lead. There's Mahmoud. There's Olsen to Hayes. So they break the press. Here's Tomakili against White. Watch out. They're going to double team him. Here's Olsen, gets his man up in the air. And Olsen finally cracks the scoreboard for the Eagles. Mike Olsen. So now it's 12-2. Here's a new player, Beckles. That's Delano Beckles, who checked into the game after that timeout for the first time. Here's White. Chris White gives it up to Phillips. Phillips back to White. Mahmoud on him. Here's Chimezi Matu. Gives it up to Beckles. Chimezi Matu with a 16-footer, maybe 17-foot jump shot, which doesn't go. That's not his game. He should be inside, close to the basket. Here's Olsen, picked up his dribble to Tomakili. Ovi driving the baseline, gives it back up to Naya. Naya with a three-pointer, no good. The rebound is fought for, and it goes off of Chris White. And so the Eagles will be inbounding the ball. Now we've got Rolando Beckles checking in. So the brothers are in there. They look very similar. They wear that same kind of hairstyle. They're not twins, because one I believe is a senior and one is a, let me see this. What do we got here? Junior and a junior and a sophomore. Anyway, as far as I know, they're not twins, but they look very similar because they wear their hair the exact same way. So that's going to give me fits. Here's Naya to inbound the ball, and now we got big time contact and no call. And there's a three-pointer by Ovi Tomakili as Hayes and Matu went to the ground. So Tomakili with the three-pointer. Now we got a turnover, but now there's one of the Beckles boys. That's Delano Beckles. Missed that throw shot. Now we got somebody checking out. Let's see, we got people checking out. Newman checks in, and McAnally checks in, and a couple of Phillips checked out, and somebody else checked out. I think both of the Beckles brothers are in there. Here's Olsen losing the ball to McAnally. McAnally looking for help. He's got it in Newman. Newman He's got Naya on him. 12-5 your score. The Eagles have cut the Chemezi Matu with Hayes on him. There's McAnally down to Beckles, and that ball goes out of bounds off Chemezi Matu, who was saying to Delana Beckles, or I'm not sure if it's Delana or Delano, get the pass up higher so I can handle it, because Matu is 6'9". Here comes Tomikili. He gives it up to Mahmoud. He drives the lane, and he is hammered. And there's a foul, although Matu he's looking a little sheepish. He is from Nigeria, I'm told. I don't know how long ago he came to this country. I thought he had position there, but anyway, it was a call. Second foul on Chemezi Matu, and here is Mahmoud with the free throw, which goes. That is a good free throw. So now we've got Evans checking out and Matu taking a seat with those two personals. Here's Mahmoud. And he makes them both. 2:40 left in this first quarter, and now we've got Tomikili checking out and Jake Stone checking in for the Eagles. And here comes McAnally into the front court. Gives it up to Beckles, that's Delano. McAnally, there's Rolando. And the ball goes out of bounds, and so the Eagles will get the ball, and now we got a timeout called by the Cardinals. The Eagles have caught up here a little bit. It was 12-0 at one point, so the Eagles have reeled off 7 in a row and cut this lead to 12-7. So what looked like a runaway now is a little bit more competitive, as the Eagles have come back, have fought back gamely here. And Hayes is doing a pretty good job. He has kept Matu off the board altogether. So inbound to the Eagles, Olsen will inbound the ball. He's looking for help. He finds it in the form of Jake Stone. He gets the ball back from Stone. He's double teamed, and now Stone has the ball after a wild scramble, and Stone loses it, and here comes Newman. And Newman forward to one of the Beckles brothers, back out to McAnally. Here's a three-pointer, which is good by Delano Beckles. I hope I got that right. I believe that was Delano Beckles. Here's Nick Naya into the front court. He got to call a foul somewhere, and there's no foul called. And Nick Naya is questioning that, but it's going to be out of bounds to the Cardinal. And Newman inbounds to McAnally. They're playing catch. McAnally now gets it to one of the Beckles brothers, who shoots another three. That's Delano, misses, but the rebound is handled by Evans. Another miss, another offensive rebound, and the put-up shot by Delano Beckles is no good, but he's fouled. So the offensive rebounds are a problem, and Olsen picks up that foul. So he picks up a foul. Coach Gast is steamed about all those offensive rebounds. He felt that one of the Cardinals was pushing underneath, but he's not going to get any satisfaction from the official. There's Beckles missing the free throw. 15-7 is the score in favor of Lawndale Cardinals. These are the first free throw shot tonight by Lawndale. The second one is good by Beckles. That ups the score to 16-7. Here's Hayes in a little bit of trouble, but he gets rid of it to Stone. There's Naya over to Mahmoud, back to Naya. There's Mahmoud. He doesn't get the ball though. That was Naya and Mahmoud. They got to get Hayes to set a pick. He does so now, and Nick Naya with a three-pointer, which misses, and the rebound is by Newman. Here comes the fast break. There's Beckel, and Beckles lays it in. That's Rolando Beckles laying it in, and here's the Eagles into the front court. Naya is going to drive the baseline, but he misses that layup. He knows he should have had that, and he's upset with himself. The ball out of bounds off of the Eagles, and it's going to go to Lawndale. 18-7, they lead it here with less than a minute left in the first quarter. Here's Newman putting it up, no good. The offensive rebound, no. This time Stone gets a good rebound. Gives it up to Olsen. Olsen's in trouble. There's that pressure, and it's taken away by Evans. McAnally with a three-pointer, and it's good. So with 30 seconds left now, we have a foul called, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be a foul on, let's see. It's going to be a foul on Delano Beckles. That's his first. 21-7 is the score. They've upped the lead back up to 14. Checking in now, we've got White. Not sure who checked out. I think it's Rolando Beckles checked out. So here's the inbound, and it's stolen by Newman. He gets it to McAnally, and he's driving the baseline, but then he turns it over. It's stolen away by the Eagles. Here's Olsen. Olsen driving the baseline, and the ball is blocked by Newman, but they're going to say there's a foul somewhere here. So now the foul is called on Chris White, and there's going to be a couple of free throws to Olsen. So Olsen shooting his first free throws of the night, and he misses the first one. Now Tomakili checked back in. Olsen makes the second one. Out with the flu tonight is Doring, Jackson Doring. And we've got another player out with a shoulder injury, and that is Engel. Gage Engel. There's a turnover by the Cardinals. There's only 2 seconds left, 2.5 seconds left. And the loss of Engel is a bit of a loss. He's having because he scores some points typically, although his shoulder has been bothering him, and he barely scored at all in that last game that I witnessed, which was the Salesian game a couple of nights ago. There's a turnover by the Eagles. Nobody's going to score here, and that's the end of the first quarter of play at the South Gym, with the Cardinals up by 13 points. They are leading at 21-8. And the leading scorer for the Cardinals is Will Newman with 7 points. And for the Eagles, they got a couple of players with 3 points. Both Tomakili and Olsen have 3 points, but that's all in terms of the high score. Mahmoud is 2 for the Eagles as well, but this is a game that is gotten away from the Eagles early here, and they're going to have an uphill fight the rest of the game, and I don't know whether they're going to be able to fight back, because they're a little bit shorthanded, and this is a very strong team that they're facing in Lawndale, or at least pretty strong team. They're quick, they've got some height, and they've got the lead. So the Eagles will inbound. It's going to be Stone on that far sideline with his opposite number. I'm not sure who that is. We've got a player that I don't have on my roster. And a miss by the Eagles, and now the putback and the foul. Jake Stone. So the foul is on White. Who's number 25 for Lawndale? Do you have that done? Huh? What's his last name?
Walton.
Huh?
Walton.
Okay.
Sorry, I should write it down. All right.
Hey, y'all got to box out. Box out.
Did he make that free throw? Yeah.
Foul. Stop jumping.
There's a three-pointer that's missed by Lawndale. An 11-point lead right now for Lawndale, 21-10, 7.5 minutes left here in the first half. Here's Hayes trying to break the press, but he throws it out of bounds. He threw it a little too high for Jake Stone, and the ball squirts out of bounds. And here comes Lawndale. There's Phillips. He's got his opposite number, Mahmoud, on, and there's McAnally. Back to Phillips. It's going to miss. It's going to be short, and Jake Stone's got the rebound. He's double-teamed, but he gets it out to Tomakeely. Now they've got numbers. Tomakeely to the hoop, and he misses the easiest of shots. Ovi Tomakeely missed the layup, and on the other side, White missed it. So everybody's missing these fairly easy shots, but Ovi's not going to get an easier one than that. Here's Olsen, and Olsen puts it up and in. So the Eagles have now cut it to 9. First time it's been in single digits in a while. Here's McAnally throwing up a bomb from three-point land, and I know his coach is not happy with that, Coach Brownlee. Here comes Mahmoud. He's got Phillips on him. Gives it up to Stone. Stone tried to put up a shot. He's stripped of the ball. Here comes White. White to McAnally. McAnally to Phillips. El Segundo into kind of a 2-3 zone. Into the corner, Blandon. And that is to Phillips. Walton back to Phillips. That's the first time we've called Walton's name tonight. Time running down on the clock. 9 seconds left, 8-7. And there's Blandon. Blandon gets it up to go up and in. Those are first points of the night for Sergio Blandon. Here's Hayes. Here's Olsen. Here's Stone in the corner. He's going to put up a shot, and it is good. It's a three-pointer. So it's down to 8 now. There's Walton with a 3. So he answers, and the lead is back up to 11. Here's Hayes. And now there's some controversy. The Cardinal bench wanted a backcourt violation. The referees didn't see it that way, or didn't see it at all, and they're getting on the Cardinal bench to get their players back away from the sideline so that nobody gets injured. Now we've got substitutions. We've got Wyatt Boyce checking in. Hayes checks out. Who else checked in? Well, let's see. Not sure. I think Wyatt Boyce checked in and Hayes checked out. That was the extent of it for the Eagles. Newman checked in. There's a free throw missed. (26-15) is the score. Cardinals in the lead. Now they get the ball down low. Chimezi Matu, and he's called for a travel. So the Eagles will take over the ball underneath their own basket, and there's that full court pressure with Chimezi Matu. Or Mitu, I'm sorry. Chimezi Mitu. There's a Tomakeely with a three-pointer. Tomakeely's made 2 3-pointers, and yet he's missed the easiest of layups, so that's kind of an interesting. Here's Phillips. with another three-pointer. So they're trading threes right now. 29-18 is your score, an 11-point lead with 4.5 minutes left in the first half. The Eagles trying to stay in this one. They trail it by 11. Here's Mahmoud, gets it down to Boyce, and he gets it up and in. So Wyatt Boyce gets it, and he is fouled. Let's see who this foul is on. Looks like Newman got called. I've got him for 2, and Wyatt Boyce will shoot the free throw. And he makes it. So that cuts the lead to 8. And this is a big moment in this game. The Eagles could theoretically crawl back in this one if they can put together a couple of stops here. There's Chimezi Matu. Here's Newman, and he hits the runner in the lane. Will Newman with the runner in the lane. Here's Mahmoud. Here's Stone. Here's Boyce. Back to Mahmoud. There's Stone. He's got, and there's a kind of a bad pass which goes out of bounds, and it's going to go over to Lawndale. Now we got all kinds of substitutions for Lawndale. They've got a deeper bench than the Eagles. We've got the Beckles brothers coming into the game. And who else? We've got also a player coming in whose name I haven't been calling at all, and who I don't have on my roster, number 23. I don't know who that is. Okay. So let's see if I've got him on the other roster. He is Patterson, Devontae Patterson. He handles the ball, gives it up to one of the Beckles brothers who's fouled. Let's see who this foul is on. The foul. I'm not sure if it was on Olsen or on Nick Naya. I'm going to say it was on Olsen.
Who scored that?
There's a block, and here comes Patterson, and he misses, and Mahmoud's got the rebound. And there's Stone, and there's big-time contact, and that's going to be a foul on Rolando Beckles. And let's see, I think they're over the limit, so Stone is going to shoot a couple of free throws. Eagles trailing it by 12, 33-21, with just over 3 minutes left in the first half. Stone misses the first one. And he makes the second. That's 6 points for Stone. There's Beckles down the lane. That was Delano Beckles, but he misses. Now we got somebody down on the ground, and that's Boyce. Let's see if he's okay. He seems to be coming away all right. The ball to the Eagles. Stone looking for an inbound. There's that pressure, back to Stone. Boyce, now the ball swatted away by Rolando Beckles, out of bounds to the Eagles. 2:53 left in the first half, 33-22 in favor of Lawndale. Here's Tomakili with a three-pointer, and he's fouled, and he's going to shoot three free throws. And another foul on Delano Beckles. That's his second, and 3 free throws for Ovi Tomakili. And he misses the first one. Makes the second. He's got one more coming. And he makes that third one. So he made 2 out of 3. And the lead is cut to 9. Here's Patterson. Here's Beckles. Back to Newman with a 3-pointer, no good. The rebound is to Tomikili. He is double teamed and Patterson gets the ball away from him, but then he gives it back to him. Here's Mahmoud to Boyce to Stone. Out to Mahmoud. He's got Patterson on him. There's a steal. Mahmoud gets it back. I should say Stone gets it back. There's Mahmoud. Now they've got numbers on the other end. And there's Nick Naya with a 3-pointer, and it's good. Those are his first points of the night, and that cuts the lead to 6. This is the closest the Eagles have been in quite a while with 2 minutes left in the first half. There's Beckles. There's Patterson with a little runner that doesn't go, and Stone has it go. Let's see, did he touch it? No, he did not. So the Eagles will get the ball. Chimezi Matu sitting down. Newman sitting down and Patterson sitting down for Lawndale. They've got Evans checking in and a couple other players. McAnally maybe. Let's see who else. Didn't see who that third player checking in, but they got to have him out there somewhere. Here's Olsen. He's double teamed. He gets rid of it. Here's Stone. He brings it across the floor. Stone down low to Boyce, who fumbles it, and now Stone trying to get it back. He does get it back to Mahmoud. Here's a 3-pointer by Naya, and it's good. So now it's a 3-point game, and the Eagles have come storming back. Naya with a couple of 3-pointers. Here's McAnally. Here's Beckles. Delano driving the lane. He's stripped of the ball, and there's a foul, and I think it's going to be on Nick Naya. I'm not sure if that's 2 or 3 on Nick Naya, but that's a foul on Nick Naya. They got him for 3, so Beckles will shoot 2 at the free throw line. This is the closest this game has been since the opening minute of play. Beckles makes the first. Tomikili's checking in for Naya. Misses the second. The rebound is fought for and Boyce gets it. Outlets to Olsen. Olsen down to Stone in the corner, but Stone couldn't handle the pass. And it goes out of bounds. It was a pretty decent pass, just a little kind of hot. Maybe Stone wasn't looking for it because Olsen was doing a nice job of looking away. He was looking one way and passed it the other way. But anyway, here's a 3-pointer, and it is no good. That one was Neal. We haven't called his. Less than a minute left. 4-point lead for Lawndale. Here's a steal as Rolanda Beckles got stripped, and Olsen puts it up and in off the glass. So now it's a 2-point lead, and unbelievably, the Eagles have cut it down to 2 after trailing by as many as, well, I think they were down by as many as 15 or 14 in this game. They've cut it to 2 with 25 seconds left in the first half. They cannot run out the shot clock, so they're going to have to shoot the ball with Lawndale. There's Phillips riding the lane, but he misses the shot, and the rebound is by Beckles. Now they can run out the clock, but McAnally shoots it and misses. Another offensive rebound. McAnally stuffed, and I think we're going to have a foul called. So he's going to shoot 2 free throws with 5 seconds left. And they say the foul is on Ovi Tomikili. That's his first, and McAnally will go to the line to shoot free throws. So it's Craig Gass looking a lot more pleased now. I just saw the look on his face, and McAnally misses one. So he's got to be really pleased with his Eagles fighting all the way back from that big, huge deficit. And they're right in this game right now. Here's McAnally's second free throw, and that one's good. So they've got the 3-point lead now. There's a long pass to Boyce. Boyce to Ovi Tomikili. Did that, well, Ovi missed another layup anyway. I don't know if that would have counted, but it was a spirited comeback by the Eagles in the second quarter as they have cut this lead to 3. They trail at 35-32 as we go to the halftime. Don't you dare go away. We got an interesting second half coming your way on El Segundo television. Keep it right here.
Coach, that was an exciting first half of play. You guys made a great comeback late in the second half. How do you keep that momentum going into the next half?
It's a great question. We got to just inspire them to play better defense. It's the defense that gets us going. Most of those points were off a fast break, so that's how we get ourselves back in. I'm still looking for a few more foul calls, though. I don't think we're getting a fair shake on the foul board, but we're playing good defense. We're running with them. We're making them make mistakes right now, so hopefully we can keep that going.
What adjustments do you want to make in the second half?
Rebounding. All about rebounding. They're out-rebounding us badly.
All right, good luck. Thank you. Diego, back to you.
Thanks, Jessica. Well, it's a close game. As you mentioned, the Eagles stormed back in that second quarter to make a game of it. The score 35-32, as I mentioned. Second half of action between Lawndale and El Segundo coming up. Keep it here. Second half action here. 35-32 in favor of Lawndale. This is about as close as this game has been in a long time. And here we have, again, they stopped the clock. What? They don't have the clock set up properly. That's why they had to stop it. Okay, now we're back underway. Phillips to White. Down to Blandon. White with a three-pointer. Is it good? No, it's not, but here comes the offensive rebounding onslaught. Tomikili loses the ball, and here's White again. Second chances are hurting the Eagles in this game. There's Newman off to Phillips. Myron Phillips. Down low to Chimezi Matu, and he loses the ball, loses control of the ball as Boyce is in there and challenging. They've kept Matu off the board altogether. Whether you say his name Mitu or Matu, I'm not sure. Chimezi Mitu, I'm going to call him. Number 4 for Lawndale. Here's Nick Naya, that's off. It draws iron, but Nyan gets the ball back, and Olsen now puts it up and in. Leading scorer for the Eagles in that first half was Ovi Tomikili with 8 points. Leading scorer for Lawndale was Will Newman, and it's a one-point game right now. There's Newman. Here's White. Chimezi Mitu giving it up to Blandon. Ovi Tomikili swatted away from Blandon, and it goes out of bounds, and Lawndale will maintain possession. They've got 14 seconds to shoot this ball. They got to get some scoring from the big fella, Chimezi Mitu. He's 6'9". He's got to put that ball in the hoop. There's a blocking foul that's going to be called on Ovi Tomikili. That's a second. Here's Newman. There's Chimezi Mitu far away from the hoop. There's Newman with a nice little turnaround 7-footer. That's his 10th and 11th points. Here's Boyce holding the ball. There's Olsen. There's Olsen trying to go down the lane. He does so, and he puts it up and in. So Olsen able to shoot a little 6-foot jump shot right in the middle of the lane. Here's White. And there's Newman keeping this lead at 3, but El Segundo is hanging in there now. Boyce to Mahmoud. He's got Phillips on him. Mahmoud driving the lane. Me Too picks up the foul, and Mahmoud scores it. So Chimezi Mitu a little too passive in that lane there, allowing Mahmoud to. And now El Segundo has a chance to tie this game if Mahmoud makes this free throw. And it goes in and out. And the rebound is out of bounds off of Wyatt. So the El Segundo Eagles came that close to tying this ball game, and the ball rolled in and out. Here's Newman, forward to Blandon. Blandon's got Olsen on him. Backs it back out to Newman. They tried to get down the lane to White, but it's intercepted by Nick Naya. Naya with a nice pass to Mahmoud, and there's the lead for the El Segundo Eagles. They lead it by 1, 40-39. And here's a long bank shot by Newman, and that's missed, and here comes El Segundo, and you know that the bench is not liking that choice of shots for the Cardinals. There's Naya. Here's Boyce trying to set a pick for Naya. Naya gets the ball back. There's Mitu. Naya gets it, and Tomikili was going to get that offensive rebound. Let's see who the foul is on. There's a foul on the Cardinal, but I'm not sure who it's on 20. And that's his fourth, I think. So he's going to have to come out of the game. Newman is checking in, and Beckles is checking out. Beckles checking in. And they could not get the substitution made with Blandon with 4 fouls in the game, but they're going to pull him out as soon as they can. Here comes Beckles into the front court, and Chimezi Mitu, he dunked that ball. That's what the big guy's got to do.
Stay down. That's an offensive foul right there. He pushed up with his left hand.
Here comes Chimezi Mitu, giving it up to McAnally. There's Phillips with a three-pointer that misses badly. Here's Mahmoud. There's McAnally and Mahmoud. Mahmoud pulls up for a jumper, which is no good. Here's Mitu with a rebound. He's bringing it up himself. I don't think they want a 6'9" player bringing the ball up. Here's Mitu with a little 13-foot jump shot, but misses. And here's El Segundo. Olsen bringing it into the front court, and we have a timeout, El Segundo.
Chimezi has 3. Yeah.
Mahmoud. Tomikili. That shot does not go. There's Boyce with the offensive rebound, and he's fouled. McAnally gets called. Olsen inbounding. There's Tomikili. There's a three-pointer from the corner, no good by Stone, but the offensive rebound missed by Mahmoud. Chimezi too doesn't get the rebound, and Tomakili will now settle it down. Back to Mahmoud. McAnally's guarding him. Tomakili with a little jumper from the free throw line, which misses, but now El Segundo's getting all the offensive rebounds. And that should have been some kind of, well, Mahmoud drives the lane, and now El Segundo's got the lead back by 1, 42-41. Here's McAnally, here's White, here's Beckles. Back out to McAnally. McAnally with a floater in the lane, in and out. The rebound is handled by, well, let's see, somebody lost it out of bounds. So a game that looked like it was going to be a runaway for Lawndale is now a squeaker. And El Segundo is actually leading it. Evans checked in, and Phillips checked out. Here's Walton. There's McAnally. There's Rolando Beckles. Back to McAnally with a three-pointer short. And the rebound is off to Stone, or is that Mahmoud? No, that's Mahmoud. There's Olsen. Into the corner for Tomakili. Back to Mahmoud. Back to the other corner for Stone. He gets his man in the popcorn machine. And now there's a turnover. No, there's no turnover, but the time's starting to run low on the Eagles. They've got 15 seconds to shoot this ball. Still plenty of time. There's Olsen. Now there's 9 seconds left. Olsen drives, puts it up, and no good. And Mitu gets the rebound, and he's bringing it across himself. And let's see what they're going to call. They're going to call turning the ball over, and Mitu's got to give that ball up. He's got to give it to a ball handler. He is not a ball handler. He's a 6'9" center, for God's sakes. The youngster from Nigeria getting a little carried away. Olsen turning it over to Beckles. Beckles gives it up to Boyce because he was falling out of bounds. He had to give up that ball. Here's Stone to Olsen. Olsen. Here's Stone with a three-pointer, no good, and the rebound. Let's see, it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Eagle ball. 1 minute, 6 seconds left in this third quarter, and the Eagles leading it by 1, 42-41. Now we've got Nick Naya checking in, and Olsen checking out. We also have Beckles checking out. That's Rolando Beckles checking out. And who checked in? I'm not sure if Walton checked in. Here's Mahmoud into the corner for Naya. No, it's for Stone. Stone driving the lane, but rejected by Mitu. Here's a fast break the other way, and it's converted by Newman. So now 43-42 in favor of Lawndale. Here's Boyce, and he is tied up, and let's see who the possession arrow favors. It favors El Segundo. El Segundo in this game sort of improbably after trailing big in the early going. I think they trailed 12-0 right off the bat. They didn't score a point before Lawndale had 12. There's Mahmoud, a short little jumper that misses. The rebound to Newman. Newman holds it up now. Now he gets it forward to McNally. McNally with a nice pass over to Walton, and Walton puts it up and in. That was nice passing by Lawndale. And now they've got a 3-point lead in the waning seconds of this third quarter. About 10 seconds left in the quarter. Tomakili is fouled by Evans, but they're not in the bonus, so the ball will just go out of bounds. And there's only 8 seconds left in the third quarter. And here's the inbounds to Stone. 5 seconds. Stone against, here's Tomakili throwing up a prayer, and he's going to get called. His defender is going to get called, which was a bad foul by Evans because Tomakili was putting up a prayer. So he's going to shoot some free throws, Ovi Tomakili. He's 2 for 3 in the free throw department. So with less than a second left, these free throws come. And he makes the first one. And he makes them both. So now El Segundo trails by just 1. Here's a long shot, which is no good. But that's the end of the third quarter. And what a ball game we have heading into the fourth, with the Lawndale Cardinals leading it by a score of 45-44. Just a 1-point game here at the South Gym in El Segundo, in a game that really looked like it was going to be a runaway for Lawndale, and yet in that second quarter, El Segundo stormed back. Led in part by Nick Naya, but also Ovi Tomakili and Mike Olson did his bit. And also Jake Stone did his bit in that third quarter, in that second quarter, I should say. Jake Stone scored all of his 6 points in that second quarter. So now we head to the fourth. And it's inbounded by Walton. Now it's Patterson, or Phillips. Why do I keep, anyway, Chimezi Mitu going against Tomakili. Now he's double teamed, and the ball is stripped away from him, but they're going to say that Lawndale gets to keep it. Walton. That's Marquin Walton. There's Phillips. Walton thinks about the three-pointer, but thinks better of it. There's only 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Newman loses control of the ball. Now the ball is up for grabs, and it goes out of bounds. Let's see who's going to keep it. El Segundo will get the ball. And the inbound to Boyce is lost, but now Tomakili gets the ball, and let's see, there's a foul on somebody here. Coach Brownlee's upset about the call. He felt that there should have been a call on Boyce. Looks like Walton is going to get called here. Marquin Walton got the call on the foul. It's a 1-point game, 7.5 minutes left in this one. So this game is up for grabs here, the league opener in the Pioneer League season, and there's a turnover right off the inbound, a miscommunication between Nick Naya and Stone. So into the front court are the Lawndale Cardinals. There, Newman to Phillips. There's Blanton. He misses the little jump shot, and the offensive rebound is, I think the arrow apparently favors El Segundo, the possession arrow. So timeout for Lawndale as they want to talk it over, and they're clinging to a 1-point lead here with about 7 minutes left in this one. So the Eagles will inbound, and there's full court pressure coming from Lawndale. Here's Stone. They broke the press. There's Mahmoud over to Olsen. Olsen driving baseline, misses the shot, and the rebound is Newman's. Into the front court. Here's Blandon. Blandon, I believe, is playing with 4 fouls. He gets it down low to Chimezi Mitu, and they're the first points of the night. No, excuse me. Third and fourth points of the nights for the big fella. Here's Mahmoud into the front court. Stone is fouled. He's going to shoot free throws. So Walton picks up the foul, and he's going to send Jake Stone to the line. Segundo trailing it by just 3 here. They had the lead once briefly in this game in the third quarter. Stone buries the first one. And misses the second one. And the rebound is Chimezi Mitu's. And here come Lawndale. There's Newman giving it up to Phillips. Back to Newman. Back to Phillips. They're just playing catch on the periphery. 2-3 zone by El Segundo. 2-3. There's Chimezi Mitu, and he misses that little turnaround, but the offensive rebound is Walton's. 47-45 in the lead. Here's Chimezi Mitu getting much more aggressive, but missing his shots, and the offensive rebounds are killing El Segundo right now. And that's what Coach Gass talked about right at the break, the halftime break, and right now El Segundo's lack of height is hurting them a little bit, although they do have Boyce in the game. Here's Newman with a little runner in the lane, and he misses that one, and there's Boyce with a rebound. And here comes Nick Naya. It's a 2-point game, 47-45. Lawndale with 5 minutes left in this one. Promises to be an exciting finish. Here's Olsen. Olsen driving the lane. He traveled. Here's Phillips into the front court. They're calling a play from the sideline. There's down Chimezi Mitu, that 6'9" frame. He had an easy little 4-footer, 3-footer really, and he just laid it in with his right hand. Here's Nick Naya. He's driving the lane, and he misses as he was challenged by Mitu, the 6'9" giant in the middle there, and the ball out of bounds to Lawndale. Let's see who checks out now. It looks like Walton is checking out. Let's see who checked in. I think one of the Beckles checked in. Yes, that's true. It's Delano Beckles checked in. He's got the ball right now. Who's this? Phillips? Phillips to, and now we have a foul, offensive. And now somebody's hot out there. Wyatt is being held back. I did not see what actually happened. And Mitu gets called for the foul, and that's his 4th. So a foul on Chimezi Mitu, his 4th, and Wyatt Boyce was hot after that one. So I don't know what happened, whether it was a high elbow thrown his way or what. But whatever happened, Boyce didn't like it. Anyway, it's a 4-point game, and now Boyce is going to sit down, and Hayes is going to check back in. He hasn't been in the game for a while. Brian Hayes. So it looks like Lawndale is calling timeout here, and they've got a lead. They've got their big man in some foul trouble. Chemezi Mitu.
Hey, good job, PG. That's how you run it.
So time back in. El Segundo will have the ball under its own basket, under full court pressure. Here's Hayes. He's looking for somebody to get rid of it to. Olsen. Olsen with Blanton on him. Here's Naya with Newman on him. Here's Naya with a three-point shot. It's partially blocked by Newman, and it falls into the hands of Chemezi Mitu. Blanton into the front court. Here's Newman. Kicks it back out to Phillips. Here's one of the Beckles. That's Delano. Back to Phillips, back to Newman. They're playing catch. They're running the clock a little bit. Here's Newman, and he sinks a little 14-foot jump shot. That's a clutch shot by Will Newman. Here's Olsen. And there's Nick Naya beating Chemezi Mitu. Mitu is afraid of fouling out, I think, so he just stood tall with his hands up in the air, but he didn't really challenge that too much. Here's Blandon. Sergio Blandon. There's Delano Beckles to Phillips over to Newman. It's a 4-point game. Here's Newman, in a runner in the lane, and that's swatted away. Here's a prayer thrown up by Beckles, and it's no good, but it falls into the hands of a Lawndale player who puts it up and in. I believe that was Blandon. And there's a steal, and there's another putback by Beckles. So now, all of a sudden, it's a 8-point lead with that turnaround. There's a fast break, and now we got a foul called, and I can't see what's being called because everybody's standing up in front of me. The foul is on number 20, and if that's the truth, then he's out of the game. That's the 5th foul on Blandon. But it's an 8-point game all of a sudden, 55-47, as there was a fortuitous, in other words, lucky, partially situation there for Lawndale where the ball was an air ball, but it just fell into the hands of a Lawndale player who was hanging around under the basket. Now, you could say that the Eagles shouldn't let Lawndale players hanging around under the basket. You got to push those guys out of there, but just the way it goes sometimes. Here's Mahmoud, full court pressure. That was Rolando Beckles poking the ball out of bounds. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left, 8-point lead. No, 10-point lead, excuse me. We got it 57 now, 57-47. Here's Hayes, and Hayes got himself too far into the basket. Now the ball is into the hands of Stone, and the foul will go to Newman. That's his 3rd at least. So Newman will stay in there. Looks like Chemezi Mitu is going to check in, and it looks like McAnally is going to check in. The free throw is by Stone is good. Eagles can ill afford to miss any free throws. They need to make them all, and he does make both of them. They trail it by 8, 57-49. Newman into the front court. McAnally with the ball. Gets it down low to Chemezi Matu. He's trying to back down Boyce, and he misses the shot, and the rebound is Olsen. So Boyce into the front court. They need a 2-point basket here to the Eagles. Three-pointer would be even better, but they need to score. There's only a minute 15 left in this game. Here's Mahmoud. He's very far from the basket. And he puts it up and looks like he's fouled. And he's going to shoot 2 free throws. And it's on one of the Beckles brothers. Rolando gets that foul. That's only his second, but it's going to result in free throws for Mahmoud. He's got 8 points in this game, does Mahmoud. So he's trying to get into double figures here. And he makes them both. The lead now is down to 6 on the scoreboard. That scoreboard, well, anyway, 57-51 is what's up on the scoreboard.
Be smart, Nate. Shut up. It's all about being coy.
Now they got a foul call on El Segundo. I did not see who that call was on. Newman, full court pressure by El Segundo. Here's the Beckles fellow leaving it for McAnally. McAnally gets it into the front court. Time is running down. Less than a minute left in this game, and a 6-point lead for Lawndale. There's McAnally with the ball. They can just burn some time here. They don't have to shoot it. Here's Newman. Newman's got Tomikili on him. There's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. There's Newman. Newman with a little runner, a little left-handed runner, and the ball is loose, and El Segundo comes up with it. 30 seconds left in the game. El Segundo called timeout with 30 seconds left, and they trail it by 6, 57-51. Looks like Coach Gast, I'm not sure if he wanted that timeout or not. But anyway, he's got it. So El Segundo will inbound the ball at half court right here. Nick Naya looking for help. He's got Mahmoud. Mahmoud puts up a shot, and he's going to shoot 2 free throws, but he's fouled. Looks like Phillips picked up that foul. That's of no consequence. These free throws are. It's a 6-point lead for Lawndale. Mahmoud is a pretty good free throw shooter. And he swishes the first one. He's got 11 points in this game. And he makes them both. So now the lead is down to 4, and full court pressure, and they break the pressure. They get it inbounds to Phillips, and he's immediately fouled by Jake Stone. But they've got all kinds of fouls to give because they only have a couple of team fouls. Here's McAnally, and he's fouled. So that's Mahmoud. The problem is that this is running down the clock. Here's Newman to Chimezi Mitu. And what's the call here? I didn't see anything happen, but somebody must have been. So Tommy Keeley picks up that foul, and he's got 4. Now there's only 21 seconds left with this 4-point lead for Lawndale, 57-53. Here's Beckles inbounding to, and there's a foul before the ball even touched McAnally. There's Mahmoud. Actually, the Eagles would prefer that they shoot free throws here, so they could get the ball back. There's 20.8 seconds left. So now they're discussing that last play where the foul occurred before the ball was ever touched inbounds by the Lawndale player. Now let's see what the call is. They're looking at the scoreboard. They're looking at how much time is on the clock. Are they going to put back time? Are they going to put time back on the clock? There's chaos here at the scoring desk as the scoring, now they put a little bit of time back on the clock. They put 0.3 of a second back on the clock. Here's McAnally, and he's fouled as soon as he touched the ball by Mahmoud. I don't know how many Mahmoud's got, but he's picked up a whole bunch just now. So this finally puts them over the limit, and it's going to put McAnally on the line to shoot a 1-and-1. I don't know what kind of a free throw shooter he is, but we're going to find out. And he swishes that first one, and that's huge because that ups the lead to 5. Now Boyce checks out and Olsen checks in. And if he makes this one, then it's really big because that's 2 possessions, 2 3-point shots. It's going to make it a tall order, but he misses it. That's a big miss. And here come the Eagles. Ovi Tomikili misses. And offensive rebound by Olsen. Stone with a prayer, no good. And Chimezi Mitu got the rebound. Let's see who this foul is on. They're going to say, let's see, who's the foul on? They're going to say Mitu got. So he's fouled out. Chimezi Mitu has fouled out. And El Segundo is going to shoot a 1-and-1. But the best case scenario is that they will still trail by 3 with, probably 7 or so seconds left in the game. So Olsen will be headed to the line. He's got 11 points in this game. He's looking for his first points of the fourth quarter. Needs to make both of these free throws. It's a 1-and-1. And he missed it. I thought it was a 1-and-1. No, they're in the double bonus. Excuse me. It's a 2-shot situation. There's 10 over 10 team fouls for Lawndale. So it's a double bonus for El Segundo. I stand corrected. but Olsen missed both, and that's devastating, and that's going to be the game. And so that's all she wrote, as now El Segundo is forced to foul. They're going to send Patterson to the line. Still a 5-point lead for Phillips to the line, Myron Phillips. So here's Myron Phillips. And he makes it, and that's a big free throw because it pushes the lead to 6. So ball game is pretty much, for all intents and purposes, over. But El Segundo has to be commended because they fought back in this one. I mean, they could have just laid down. And he makes both, does Phillips. And it's a 7-point lead. And there's a turnover, so now they can just run out the clock. There's only 2 seconds left in this one, and that'll be the final score, 60 to 53 in favor of the Lawndale Cardinals. And that'll drop El Segundo to 6-10 overall. No, 6-11 is overall. And Lawndale will improve to 9-6. Lawndale 1-0 in league and El Segundo 0-1, but the takeaway from this game, if you're the Eagles, is that, you don't give up, you fight back, and boy, they had the lead there in the third quarter for just a moment. And it only lasted a moment, but at least they fought back to the lead. They had a 12-point deficit a couple of minutes into this game. 3-4 minutes into this game, they had a 12-point deficit. So they fought back gamely and fought back all the way to a 1-point lead in the third quarter. But it was just a little bit too much in the end. A lot of offensive rebounds for a lot of second chances for Lawndale. And that was all she wrote in this opener of the Pioneer League season, a 60-53 final for Lawndale. So for Jessica Wills, for Francisco Castillo, our entire production team, I'm Diego Sanchez. Good night from the South Gym of El Segundo High School.